Flutter flow. It's like a full stack developing environment for Flutter, but it's all just drag and drop. It lets you connect to Firebase, it like deploys your Firebase for you and all that good stuff. It lets you show the information directly in the app. It's actually really cool. So for someone who doesn't like Dart, but would like
who are you talking to?
I don't know. Talking about a friend maybe. But for someone who doesn't really like, for friends who don't like Dart, but who still want to build it once and have it deployable everywhere, drag and drop interface. It's cool. It's pretty cool. So that's something I'm gonna play around with, just because I think if I can get good at drag and drop tools, just make a whole bunch of random little apps that maybe test some ideas that I have and just build them in a day. That could put me in it's fun. I enjoy it. It lets you kind of see what works and what doesn't. You can throw them out there. Test them. It's like all of our bookends work. I don't want to sack it, but at the same time, I want to try and see how quickly I could potentially recreate all of the things that we did with Flutter Flow, just in drag and drop.
Yeah, and I want to. So I actually need to make an app, and I've been thinking about doing just vanilla React, right? Or React as a React Native, not vanilla React. Oh my god, I'm dating myself now. But I want to. I think I might go down that path because it just reads easier for me. But I keep wanting to go back and I get into Dart and I'm like, I mean, I get what it's doing. Maybe I just took on too much at once. But I can't decide what I want to do. So maybe throughout all these, as we go through this, maybe I'll finally figure out, because I think my app, I can just take a Figma design, change it up a little bit, get somebody to help me doctor it a little bit, and I can, put the pieces together. Because styling in Flutter didn't seem too bad. I understood styling in there. I think
Flutter is nice, dude.
Yeah, it is. I will give it. Yeah, there's, like I said, it's the code structure just throws me off, and when it throws you off, it's hard to want to sit down and work on it when it's just like your brain's going here and it's going here, and it's just like this for me. So I try to I'm gonna just find a Flutter dev and have them do it for me and do something for them or something and trade it off. That's probably what I'll end up doing. I just need to know enough to be able to support it if there's a problem, which I think should be okay if we sit down and figure that out.
Honestly, if you do it in Flutter Flow, you don't need to touch Git. You don't need to touch Dart code.
All right, well, then let's do this.
Unless you get really deep into working with the backend stuff, and in that case, have an AI write it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could. Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I'm not above reading docs and going in and looking at how these functions work, and then having AI generate some of it for me, and then I can at least confirm that the code looks good. Because if I can't confirm the code looks good, I'm a little leery about putting it into a production app. Actually, I'm very leery about that, but at least a test app that I'm working on, I think it'd be kind of cool for me to be able to get it on mobile and actually have it as a mobile app on Android. So maybe that's a goal for early next year.
Is to use or get good at using AI for Dart?
to have a V1 runnable version of my app, because I stopped being lazy and I took a few minutes to actually just sit down and try some of these tools to put it together.
Yeah. What's the app? Is it related to anything you're building right now?
No, unrelated completely. It's actually not too different from Bookends. It's just a completely different genre, but the idea behind it, what you're doing, is very similar. So it's, and we might have talked about it before, it's for health and tracking your health stats, essentially, and following a prescribed program. I want to follow a month at a time. We're going to take it at a month at a time. Here's program A, program B, program C. Here's for beginners, intermediate, and experts, right? And so you pick where you're at. fill in your stats, and then we'll track it for a month. And I think it's really cool. It's very, very specific for a very specific type of people who want to be active and healthy. That's all it is. There's no gimmick. It works. And I just want to help somebody get it to be an actual app.
Okay.
I like that view.
I feel like that's. I've actually I was actually working on an app that kind of did that or got close to it. It helped you track your health, blood pressure, glucose levels, etc. Maybe not workouts per se. No way did it work. No way. Oh yeah. Sorry, I literally spent the last hour. I streamed for building on Radix like an hour ago. I've been waiting an hour for it to build, and so it just finished.
Just now. Oof. That's funny.
Oh my gosh. But it worked. It worked. Well, I mean, it ran my test and then it failed, which means to me it worked because I didn't have any random bug. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's awesome. Man, that took so fetching long. Why did that take so long? Okay, well, we can close this now. I'm happy. Made the progress I wanted to.
There you go. I'm happy for you.
I'm playing with all these different ways of looking at things. Oh, we can contain stuff. Okay, yeah, they've changed things up. They got cover. We got half screen. We got picture-in-picture, which is what I normally do. We got cinema mode.
Cinema mode's actually pretty cool.
Oh, check us out. We need more people up here, man. Who wants to join my stream?
It's a shame. Like I feel like maybe it's on us. Maybe we're just not. I don't know.
We're just not interesting enough. The things we talk about are too weird. People don't.
You mean normal? I mean, I could give us topics that get people, but neither of us need that in our lives. So
everyone else is talking about growing on X, and we're just like, all right, let's build a random application.
Yeah, they're just talking about growth steps, and we're just like, here, we'll teach you how to do something cool, like that's marketable in your life. And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go follow this guy who's gonna tell me how to get rich quick. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I got you. Come back in a few months. We'll be done doing something else.
All right, we're about to run AutoGPT, man. We're so close. This bad boy, he's going to translate a TypeScript repo into fetching Dart. Okay, this is going to be great. I don't think you understand the gravity. The what is this guy called? The significant gravitas of this situation.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Do you have to use your actual GPT key in there too?
I will, yeah.
Yeah. Don't put it in the window. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, just don't do it.
Yeah, I might swap over to just having it be our faces so I don't have to worry about that. You can just hear me get really excited when things work. I mean, I have my OpenAI API key here, but it's not my actual key. Don't worry. We haven't gotten to that point yet.
This is an Azure product, right?
AutoGPT?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just a random GitHub repo.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought Microsoft did something to support this one, though. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. Oh, they could be funding it, too. I don't know. Significant gravitas. I like it. For some reason, when I hear AutoGPT, I feel like they had something, like they did something with it, but I could be, like I said, I could be losing my mind. It happens.
Maybe they did. I am unaware of any work that they have done with these guys. Honestly, this is the second time I've interacted with them. I don't know. If you dare, you can also build and run it with vanilla Docker commands. Okay, so it looks like they made it a lot easier to run it and to give it a memory. So we are working on, well, we're pulling from a significant gravitas AutoGPT. And in the meantime, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. It's just gonna be our beautiful faces so that you guys don't get to see my OpenAI API key, because I don't want you to see that.
I don't need it. Got my own.
Yeah.
Others might want it though.
Don't steal my money.
It's if you see what I've charged in mine, oof. I've not put somebody through college yet, but that's my goal.
That's your goal?
Yeah. I mean, like I want to get it to a point where if I'm spending like $1,000 in here, it's making me $5,000, for example. Like you're putting it to work. Like we're not just doing this for fun. We're literally doing things. Maybe some of it's fun. I enjoy this, so it's hard. It blurs the line sometimes. But like, if you're gonna spend money, like you should have a plan, right? No, a little bit a month, whatever. I don't care about that. But like, if you want to like really amp it up and take advantage of these tools, like figure out what can make you money, set these things free. Like, I know people pay good money for very basic things if it interacts with AI these days, and it's like I don't want that kind of work, but like if somebody wanted like a significant project, like a serious integration, like I'd be down all day long to help somebody with that. And that's what I did for a while, and it's a lot of fun actually. And so I've seen some crazy bills with OpenAI, and I got to go back and check my status with Claude, because there's something that they do. There's a few things that they do that I actually like better. But I feel like GPT-4 is stronger. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I've actually never messed with Claude. I'll be honest. Alright, we're running AutoGPT. It was aborted. Didn't like it. I did not like it. Open blast. P-thread create failed for thread 1 of 8. Apparently the operation was not permitted. Oh, I guess we're still downloading a Docker update. Well, I mean, that makes sense. I can see why that would be a potential problem. So I guess we just get to wait until my Docker update's done. What are you working on?
Me?
Yeah.
Like in general, like today?
Yeah. Well, so like right now, what greatness are you trying
to? So I think I talked to this a long time ago. I created a long time ago, actually. One of the first things I did was a way to generate smart contracts. And I took that approach and I built a small dApp inside of Link's wallet, and it will now deploy. I don't really want to talk about it, but it will now deploy the V1 of our smart wallet. And the V1 has a very, very, very unique use case that I can't talk about yet, but the people who want this have plans to use kind of like the big brother that I have, that I'm not going to share that code with anybody yet. because I know some are getting paid to do it, and that's fine. I'm doing it because I love what I do, and I think the use case goes beyond what most people are thinking, and it will allow us to actually store artifacts from all blockchains inside of this, and that's significant in the sense that I have an idea, and we're fleshing it out right now, and so far so good, of how to use like a name service, a universal name service across all crypto that points, it has reference points to where you need to go. So you can, like for an NFT, you can mint it wherever you want, and I can call it up wherever I want. And so like, it kind of gives you some like, okay, if my goal is to mint 1 million NFTs, I'm not doing that on Ethereum, but I want to be able to give people achievements for free or very, 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 very cheap. Like you sign up for a service, here's your achievement. So this is all stuff you do in Web 2 today, but like, let's do it with NFTs. And so somebody actually sat down, mocked up what they want. They're huge, like they dwarf the size of our community. Like it's not even like comparable, maybe big on Ethereum. And so they asked me if I was interested, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a lot of work. And then I got into it, and I'm like, I actually have most of the code, and I've been just adapting things and waiting for an NFT standard. And so for me, this is like, it's such a tiny little piece of it, but it's one of the most important pieces. Can I safely generate smart contracts for people with one button? Yes, I can. And so I'm super excited. Like, some people are like, oh, like you don't have a lot in there today. I'm like, that's not the point. Like, do you not see what I'm doing? Like, do you not get, like, who else is doing this? Can you show me? Just for a second, just show me who's doing this. Like, yeah. Like you're gonna knock what I'm doing, and you don't even have a clue. And it's just funny to me. Like, people are like, well, what can I do with it? Isn't it just like another wallet? I'm like, yeah, but like, but when you see, like, I'm telling you, like, it's cool because people can share these too, and it's just. It opens up some fun doors, but I've always been on the fence on smart wallets myself, of like, what's the purpose if you already have a wallet? But I found a reason that actually makes a lot of sense, and so I'm building it quietly. And only like 3 of us know what we're doing. Even in their own company, they're keeping it very mum, because you know, it's one of those things that's just gonna just be there one day, and people are gonna be like, how is this working? And just don't worry about it. It works, doesn't it? So, yeah. So I've told you before, I love doing integrations, and somebody hit me in like the sweet spot of a really complex integration, and I kind of, you can probably tell, I got excited, and I'm like, man, I sign me up. I'm already I started coding like the next day, and then they're like, just slow down. I'm like, nope, we gotta test this now. So that's kind of I took a pause from NFTs for a couple of days, thought, cooler heads prevail, and see what direction everybody wants to go, and then I'll jump back into that. I got somebody doing some design work, so I'm really pumped about that. So we're going to be able to combine all the tools and everything into one place. It's going to be so cool. Not something I can do myself. I just couldn't. I can't design stuff like that. But having a really good designer, it's going to be great. And so the next couple of weeks, months are going to be pretty busy, but got a cool set of projects that are all close to being done. Get to reskin them. All the functionality works. I feel like the hard part's done. Now it's just lining up the front end to match what the designs are. And so I find that actually is not too bad if I have a blueprint. But other people are going to do that, I think. So it's even better for me. At least help. So I'm excited. I think this is like the first step into. I don't want to rely on anybody for this. I just wanted to do it myself. Have no roadblocks. Don't need help from anybody. And it's
improving your capacity.
Not tonight, tomorrow, and then I'm going to keep testing. Doing what?
You're improving your capacity as a dev. I know that was one of your missions at the beginning of this year. Yeah. Is help you to be able to act independently and build out these applications without all the I don't know, just working with other people, I guess. Expand your skill sets, increase your value to employers.
Yep. Yeah, I'm surprised you remember that. I have it on my board, but yeah, no, very astute of you. It's good.
I remember. I'm a coach.
That's
When
Hey,
people
and
tell me
that's why I'm not.
where they want to go, like what they want to do, it's like, yes, man, let's do this.
Oh, well, somebody's got to hold me accountable, and I usually hold myself accountable. But it's nice to know that other people are thinking it too, because that helps me refocus and make sure I actually get it done. I don't like letting people down. So
Yeah, you've made a promise to yourself and to others, and you're going to keep it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I have a great deal of respect for people like you who do that, right? I feel like so many people make the promise and then immediately break the promise.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
maybe sometimes the promise is unspoken, sometimes it's not. But that makes it functionally worse because they told you they were going to do something and then they actively avoided you.
Yeah.
Which has happened to me quite a bit, actually. It's like, so are you going to do this thing? And they're like, yes. And then I call them a couple days later, or text them, and they just don't respond. And I know that they're just trying to avoid me because they told me they'd do something and they haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know how to help people like that. I don't think I can. Wow. Docker is taking forever to update, man. I guess I'm on version 4.1.1. It's the new version. Release notes. 4.24. I'm also streaming. I don't think that helps very much. Oh. The moment I have the funds to do so, I am going to buy myself an M1 laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Because I no longer need Intel. I'm no longer working on any platforms that require Intel x86. So it's time to upgrade. I was working on Unity for a while, and Unity just did not work with M1 laptops. I know there's some weird things that were happening with M1 laptops about a year ago with some of my coworkers, but I think they've mostly ironed all those out. So it's time, man. It is time.
That's what I'm operating on, and I love it.
Yeah. The single thread speed is it's too good. It can't be beat. My phone, for example, beats my laptop in many benchmarks, actually. Can I just use my phone? Link a keyboard up to my phone or something like that? Maybe just talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of that, I've actually been looking into shortcuts and making shortcuts with GPT to see what I could do. And I don't know what honestly, for some reason, my brain is struggling to come up with things that I could have GPT do for me. One idea that I had was I could give it a topic. I could go out and research and build me some nice documentation of that given topic. It's like, here's an article on whatever. Summarize it. Give me a quick summary. I think that could be useful.
I think personally, so I know it's like, it's Google, right? Bard, don't shoot me. Bard does a fantastic job doing comparisons, in my opinion. I actually enjoy using Bard for that more than GPT. And I don't know if they put more effort into that piece of it because they have deficiencies everywhere else. But to me, if there's anything that I found that it actually does, because look, I'm going to use my tools, and if I find a tool that does something better, I'm going to use that tool if it's easy enough, right? If it messes with my whole flow, I'm not going to bother. But
yeah,
I'm thinking maybe it's worth a shot. I mean, if you go down that path, I found it to be very helpful. I found it to have follow-up conversation very helpful on topics like that. It does a great job doing comparisons, products, purchasing, things like that as well. And then comparing. I have not, if you asked to summarize an article, it would have done a fantastic job on that too. It just seems like it's got that logic and reasoning down very, very tuned. For what it's worth. I mean, obviously you don't have to, but I always felt like it did a better job of that. Nothing else. It's trash for so many things. Unfortunately, I wish they could just either compete or get out of the way. But it's Google, so they'll do what they want.
Yeah. I'm not certain. I would like to design it in such a way that I don't necessarily care about the LLM that I'm using on the back end. I'm thinking right now what I kind of want to do is just build myself an assistant, like an actual assistant, so that I can just tap a button. Like there's this nice little action button that I can use to fire up a shortcut on my watch or on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just talk to it and I say, hey, go out and research XYZ. Go and research quantum mechanics. Break it down for me. Give me back all the articles that you find on it that you think are insightful, simple, easy to understand, that I can then just plug into my second brain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's kind of what I was thinking about. And then maybe be like, order me some pizzas. Or something like this. Translate this repo.
Mm-hmm.
From TypeScript into Dart for me, or generate an image that looks like so that I can compress this time, or just how quickly I can use AI to make crap happen for me. So I guess be tackling, I don't know what the smallest building block of that is. I guess the step one is just set up a shortcut that I can speak to that routes my request to one AI agent that would then route it to another. And then I just build AI agents that each have their own designated capacity. So whether that be buying pizzas, whether that be research, whether that be code translation, whether that be yada yada yada, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's step one, is just build myself an AI agent that I can communicate with, that I can just talk with, like we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
And step two would be to give it other employees that it could work with. I think that could be fun, actually. I think that thinking about it.
Yeah. It's like your assistant, you know?
Yeah.
Make it your assistant.
I have an assistant with lots of other assistants. And I can do stuff asynchronously, like separate from me. I think that honestly sounds like a lot of fun. Being able to talk to my assistant, tell her to do stuff for me, and she just goes off and does it, and it's all AI based. That sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe set up an email thing. It's like, hey, I see you just got an email. Please draft a response. I'll come back and check it in 30 minutes. And set it off.
Yep. Yeah. Buzz my watch if I don't respond in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set an alarm on my watch. I mean, they can obviously do that.
Yeah. Maybe one of them is like
important.
I could also say might call it Swag Master.
Swag Master. Swag Master P.
Swagbot, maybe. Okay, it's still downloading this fetching update, dude. I feel like it's broken.
Gotta get my dragon fuel in me. I probably should stop having so much caffeine. I think sleep's probably a better strategy. In the absence of that possibility, I guess it's just caffeine.
Yeah, sleep. I like sleep.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Let me know how that goes for you.
I actually sleep quite a bit. I just got a face mask that makes it nice. My wife will get up and she'll take care of Ada.
See, I get up in the morning. If I don't go to the gym, I get up in the morning. Otherwise, I go to the gym. So I'm like, I'm up anyways, but it's when you want to sleep. Like this morning, I wanted to actually get like a little bit of sleep. And when the 2-year-old wakes up and he's just like, hey guys, I'm up. And you're just like, it's dark, it's raining, it's nice, it's warm in here. Like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I can fall back asleep for hours, and he's just like, let's play. And I'm like, oh, if he'll wake everybody up, that's the problem. Like if you don't calm him down, everybody's gonna be awake, and then that's the 4-year-old. It's a bloodbath, man. They do not do well on low sleep at all. Not even a little.
I bet. I mean, my 12-week-old daughter does not do well on no sleep.
No. Oh no, they get crabby.
Oh,
so
yeah.
crabby.
She just starts crying, and she just won't stop.
Sounds about right. It doesn't change for a long time. I'll let you know.
Keep me updated. You know that strategy of like, I'm a couple years ahead of you. I can teach you the ins and outs.
Just get the sleep when you can now, and pray that it continues, because it did for a while. Our first one was great. Our second one, not so great. And he is the king in the morning. And so I think in like a year or two, he'll probably like evolve into where the 4-year-old is at right now, where they actually will sleep longer. But yeah, right now he gets all the attention. It was like the cool music. So it makes you update GitHub first, or what does it actually do?
I'm using Docker to run AutoGPT.
Gotcha.
So I'm updating my Docker so that I can potentially fix this open blast thread in it. Piece thread create failed for thread 1 of 8. What that's supposed to mean. Google searching it actually reveals nothing, which is surprising to me. Google would fail me so hard.
I was looking for like a very simple local command to test if a module existed already. And I'm like, like simple operations, right? Like sometimes the really simple basic things, and I'm just like, how do you check very simply with a very simple local call? And then when you remember, you're just like, I use this all the time. I use and then the module name all the time. And I'm like, why didn't I just think about that initially? Like, why didn't it flow to the front of my brain? And I'm like, it's such a simple operation, and it's either a transaction of success or failure. If it succeeds, it exists. If it doesn't, you're good. It's crazy. It's just crazy how some of this stuff works. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I struggle sometimes with when you do something that's so simple. It's like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And I'm like, oh yeah, one command, one simple line. Very powerful.
You think of it, and it's that easy, that simple. There's no way it takes this long to pull an update, man.
It's not happy.
Oh, it worked. I want AutoGPT to translate. Here. Okay, well, it ran, but bugged out. So I'm just going to assume that I do need the newer version of Docker. Maybe I kill my Docker. Update. Downloading an update should not take 35 minutes. At least give me a progress bar or something. I don't even know what's what.
Just leaving you in the dust, man.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Docker. Still downloading an update. All right, I guess we just gotta give it some time. That's a little annoying. I'm excited to see how GPT-4 performs with AutoGPT. I don't think I had it last time I played with it. And I'll be honest, last time I tried to do something maybe a bit more ambiguous in translating a repo.
I never tried it, so
Well,
no.
it entered like into infinite loops. It just kept like talking to itself and then talking back to itself and then talking to it. Like it just kept going back and forth. And didn't really accomplish anything. So we'll see now if it does a little bit better with GPT-4 plus memory. I remember last time I didn't give it a memory because the task of doing it was relatively simple. So it didn't have any backups, I guess, or condensed information. We'll see, man. We shall see. So I wanted to show you this. Hold Radix live.
Nice. Starting a wallet. Let me see if I can get your public or your private key. Nope.
No, but this is like, I mean, Radix is building their own wallet, right? Which is just really, really. I mean, they're again full stack dev, full stack Apple style, and it's super nice. So just as an example, I'm gonna share my screen actually. I'm gonna close out all the things so you can't see any of my keys.
I think maybe like 2 minutes before. I think it's 1:50 for you. Like 2 minutes before the hour, I probably gotta jump. I gotta ready to jump on another call.
Okay.
This is the pits of working with this stuff too. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And it's funny, like you'll watch somebody do this, and it'll just work. Like you're like, oh, this is so cool. And then you go and you hook it up, and you're like, what? And then you realize they spent like 20 hours getting it to work that smooth, and then they showed you the effect of when it actually. And you're just like, you rascals! Like you got me hooked on this, and now I'm gonna make it work. But so this is their swap, like a DEX.
This is a DEX that someone built. There's Asa swap, and then there's Caviar swap, and this is just an example. But so I mean, let's see if maybe if we do it this way instead. All right, so I mean, we've got my app here, and what's cool, so they actually built their own wallet connect. So I mean, you've got the Radix wallet linked to this web browser. So my phone is linked to Radix or to the extension that I have installed, which means that this app is aware of me. X to left to right. So you can see it's got my what's called a persona, which isn't necessarily linked to a private key or a public key. It's just here's my name. And here's the name I gave it. Which I don't know if you can actually see it on here. Maybe that's not my personas. Yeah, so if I want to swap, I just click swap now. And it should just pop up immediately on my phone. It's going to load. It's going to tell me everything that's going to happen. It's going to load every single thing in the transaction, which is amazing from a user perspective. So it's like, all right, 100 XRD is going to go into 4 unknown components, which is going to end up depositing this much caviar into my personal account.
Okay.
Out of the apps, the unknown components in there, right, could use a little bit of like help, but the fact that it just knows every step it's going to take as part of the transaction, I find is really cool from a user standpoint. I can see everything that'll happen.
Yep.
And so I can customize the guarantees here directly, since Radix is aware of just everything is on the layer 1, and it knows what you're swapping. It knows you're trading for one thing for another. I can add guarantees in here that I'm actually going to get the amount that I wanted. So there's no slippage. So slippage and transfers are basically built into the system itself. And since it knows that I'm going to get this, I can basically say it's like, you know, I don't want to get any less than the 394 that it told me I was going to get. Or you can say I want to give me like 99.9% of that, 0.1% slippage. And so that's all of that is just built into the system itself, and it's aware of it.
How fast do transactions happen there?
Yeah, so that's the next step. So the transaction fee is 2 XRD, which I think is, I guess that's 8 pennies. But I'm just gonna swipe to sign. It's gonna need my face, and then it's gonna go. It's doing the thing. Boom.
There you go. Nice.
So I can look at the transaction ID. And if I go back, I have 400 more caviar.
Nice.
So
you're eating rich tonight, man. That's a lot of caviar. Dining out. I don't know. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. So
cholesterol, man.
Honestly, that was a great experience. They barely went live. Last week, dude. Last week. 1 week ago, and you already have this kind of experience
Yeah.
on
Mm-hmm.
their ledger. I am amazed. They are doing it like this is amazing.
I think as time goes on, you'll see these newer chains just destroy. I mean, like, and it sucks that they don't get the level of adoption that you would expect, because I think it's not just the experience. It's not just like building apps. Like, some people just are investing and they just don't care, right? And so you can't help that, right? But like, I feel like every iteration, every new blockchain I'm seeing can fix things that existed before. There's always going to be trade-offs, but like, it's really cool to see that, because from a developer standpoint, I don't have to worry. Like, I just take that and just whatever. Like, I don't care. I don't have to worry about it. It's there.
So building this D app is like insanely simple, because
Yeah.
passing it like all of
As it should be.
all of the communication with the blockchain is handled by
Yeah.
my wallet. I send the communication through the Radix connector
Mhm.
using the Radix app toolkit, which is actually what I want to translate right now into
Mhm.
Flutter. So instead of
Mhm.
TypeScript, it's Flutter, so that I can just build my app, and I just construct what's called the manifest, and I just pass that off to this application. It just does it, and it
I like that.
for me that nothing will break.
Mhm.
I can see every step, so I know that it's doing what I want it to do, what I expect it to do. And what you see is what you get. And I think that actually, from a blockchain standpoint, user experience standpoint, on a blockchain is insane. What you see is what you get on a blockchain in a transaction. That's amazing, dude. That's crazy. There's no other chain that I'm aware of that does anything close to that.
See, it's all integrated. It's like all, like, so it's different. It's different though, right? Because you build things with that purpose in mind. You build things with that idea in mind. So you have a vision, and you can wrap it all together nicely and package it nicely. Maybe there's something negative about, I don't know. I'm looking at it from like a pure user perspective. That's just so clean and easy, and it's just a smooth process. And I like looking at that stuff too. It shouldn't be hard to find. It shouldn't be spaghetti code. It should be easy, human readable. And so, yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
they're doing some awesome stuff, man. I am impressed with what
Yeah.
they've been able to get done. Yep, I'm impressed. They had to push back the launch by a month, but they still launched on time, and it's been working.
Yep. Yeah.
It's working pretty fast too. So, kind of in this state of, all right.
Yeah.
Go.
I checked out their manifest stuff. It seems pretty simple to craft and send transactions, and so I actually I didn't have time yet to actually like format one and test, but I'm going to hopefully by the end of the weekend. And that usually spawns like a very quick response for me to do my next step, which is actually to build something real quick. So we'll see if I got a lot going on right now, but I might take a few minutes and see if I can't get one to work. So we'll see. Like I said, I don't want to overdo it. I got some commitments, as you understand, but I may take a little dive if I got a few minutes next week. So,
yep, awesome.
All right, man.
Show you that before you had to hop off.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's awesome, and we'll get this going. You know, it's fun. I like these times anyway, so
yeah,
it's worth it.
Agreed. And again, I think I like this way more than hopping on a space with you. We can maybe add the space to it, but after trying the space 2 times, it's just like, restream is just better. Streaming together is just better. It's more fun. It's way more fun. I like building. I want to build. I don't want to just talk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, peace.
Yeah.
And I'll see you on Tuesday.
Heck yeah. Let's do this. Let's
Thank you.
do our will. Build our awesome crap.
That's right. All right, man. Take care.
See you, man.